Hello! So, it's been a while since I've done a video on Celeste, so we probably should do that, especially considering that she is Hero of the Month. If you see your daily bonus, you'll get Celeste Souls on the 5th day, and then on the 7th day, you'll get Celeste if you don't have her already. Most players, if you spend money, you can actually get Celeste for 2 purchases. Like, you can literally do 99 cents purchases, get her for like $2, summon her that way, like, which is what I did on my new account, which is what I did on this account when I first started back in 2019. It's what a lot of players do. I actually do recommend it because Celeste is very, very good. She's literally the second best hero in the game. We'll talk about that in a second. But you can also farm her souls, like, late in the campaign, like Chapter 14. This is very late in the campaign. Third mission in the 14th chapter, you can farm her souls. That's definitely later than, you can farm just about any other champion hero outside of Astrid, but then you get 3 Astrid missions before you get a second Celeste mission, so it'll definitely be a while before you can farm her. Like I said, for a lot of players, that's level 100 plus. Most people want to get her before that. So having her as Hero of the Month is really good. You should also be able to get her in the Heroic Chest, especially during Hero of the Month, because the Hero of the Month should always be in the Heroic Chest. Like, Amira was the Hero of the Month last month, and you could get her in the Heroic Chest, even if you didn't have her already, because that's generally, Hero of the Month's part of the Heroic Chest. Like I said, it's one of the things about Hero of the Month. But let's go talk about her abilities. I've done videos on her before, but Celeste is truly unique because she's like I said, her ultimate is special because it only spends 50% of her energy instead of 100%. Every other hero to use their ultimate ability takes 100%. With Celeste, it's just 50%, and she actually has 2 different modes. She has light mode and dark mode, and it's kind of like a day-light-night cycle. So 100% energy is like a full day-night cycle kind of deal. But when she switches from her light form to her dark form, she has different things. When she switches to dark form, she creates a large cursive flame in the center of the enemy team. Enemies affected by the cursive flame cannot be healed. And then when she switches to light form, she puts a purifying sphere on an ally, which restores the ally's health for 5 seconds. And then she has some other abilities. This causes the purifying sphere. This allows her to put more purifying spheres into more cursive flames without ulting, so she'll just like periodically do that. Note that on the cursive flame, if you patron her with Merlin, it will happen more often. Though just on the cursive flame side, the purifying sphere will not. And then there's Limbo. This is cause the cursed flame to block healing. Like if I actually do damage, not just block the healing, but also do damage now. So now she's blocking the healing and then turning that into damage. So she reflects it back at them. This is a very powerful ability. Like other healing block effects like Jet or Yasmin, they don't do damage through the heal block like Celeste does. She blocks it and then does the damage that the healing would have done, which is a huge deal. And then you got the Purifying Sphere, now blocks and cures status effects, which is a pretty big deal. Like I said, blocking status effects is a big deal. It's only single target, but like I said, blocking and curing status effects is such a big deal in this game. And this one it does like pretty much it does actually all negative effects, not just status. It does all negative effects, including like damage over time effects from like heroes like Maya, Heidi, Daredevil. This is a very powerful ability. Then you got Zenith, which lets her basic attacks do magic damage, and when she's in dark form, and then when she's in light form, basic attacks actually does a single target heal, big strong single target heal, or big strong single target basic attack towards the front hero. Like I said, these are 100k hits, maxed out or nearly maxed. Like I said, where I'm at, she's at 97k, so it's like fully maxed. She would be over 100k, I believe, if you have like everything fully maxed on her. Like if you have like, well, actually, I think with the pet she'll be over 100k. But I mean, even just naturally, you have the mage branch, which I have not invested in. Not invested in the mage branch really. We are invested on her revenge tension though. But if you have the roll branch, like should be over 100k. And with pets, that'll add more. Like if you have Merlin on her, you can also add buffer penetration. She has quite a few pets now. When the game was first released, when pets were first released, there was only one patron she could use. Like Merlin was literally the only patron she could use. Like I said, Merlin adds penetration, but they've added 3 more pets since then. All of them are usable by Celeste. So now she has options. Most of the time, you probably want Axel on her unless you have Axel on a different hero. Like in this case, I have Lars. Biscuit's okay on her. I don't think he does a whole lot for her. Sometimes, like I said, it's just most time you'd rather have Axel. You just like Biscuits where you put on her if you don't have like room for anything else, and then Chorus, which of course puts a magic shield. Like I said, of these choices, Biscuit's probably the worst for her. Merlin's probably Arquebus or Axel. These are the ones you usually want. You either want Merlin or Axel. Merlin gives her enough magic penetration to do like max damage to a lot more heroes. Let's say they have Astaroth up front. Having Merlin gives her enough penetration like to make up a difference there on magic defense. Like Astaroth, I believe, has enough magic defense to mitigate some of that damage. But if you have Merlin on her, she'll now do like max hits. We can actually probably do this right now. Let's max test here against Astaroth. I guess Oliver's fine. It's not going to change his magic defense. Then we can Celeste here. So we'll use Axel this test. So you see this 55k hits. And then you see all those blocks and then the purple numbers. So it blocks the 11,064 and then was dealing 2493. Like I said, that's the Cursed Flame. It not only blocks healing, also does damage. So it's essentially, those are essentially like 13k hits because of all that healing is blocking. Like I said, Yasmin doesn't do damage directly from her heal block. Jet doesn't do damage from his heal block, so this is super unique. Other thing is that hers is a field effect, not a status effect like Jet and Yasmin do. So there is, like I said, Celeste can actually stop Yasmin's, remove Yasmin's marks that block the healing, that cause the damage over time and stuff. Like I said, Celeste can actually block that effect. Like when remove it with Purifying Sphere. You can't do anything about Celeste's cancellation like that, so it's very, very powerful. Like it just does, like I said, a lot of bonus damage plus the healing. Like it's just super powerful ability. But let's show her with Merlin Patron here, and she'll do like max damage. See, 104th came. Like I said, so she now has magic penetration to do max damage. This is something to keep in mind. That's why main reason you'd want Merlin. Other thing is that she dropped a Cursed Flame about 10 seconds in the fight. Like I said, she drops Cursed Flame a lot more, lot faster when she has Merlin patroned. Because of the speed up on Merlin's buff. So it's the other thing, if you really need that Cursed Flame to stay, Merlin patron definitely helps. Also helps her if you get the penetration she needs to push through more damage. Like if you go, this fight probably has a lot less total damage just because of, like I said, you see that because this fight lasted longer. So keep that in mind with her patrons. Artifact said, so the other thing we got to talk about, because she only needs half energy for ult, her artifact buff only lasts 4.5 seconds instead of the usual 9. However, it does have the full power. So what you can do when you ult with her, like if you have her, like instead of, like if you want to just keep her dark form, you can just hold back her ult again. So we go back to our test here, like this, Astaroth's a good testing dummy. So if we want to go, like just hold back her ult here. Oh yeah, he does drain energy. Probably not the best one for this. That wasn't a good test. We got to test. We got to do different hero. Sorry, I forgot he does that. You never see it anymore because Sebastian blocks it with Ode to Serenity. So let's see. Who's a good chump? Anvari's fine. Let's do Anvari, that's fine. We're just showing stuff. I forgot that Astaroth block sets, but so like now she has full energy, so you'd buff and then buff again. So now you have two buffs here that are both 32,000 magic attack. So you just had 64,000 damage. 64,000 magic attack. This could be really important, like if you want to double pump magic attack before, like you say, let's say you're using the twins, Krista just dropped her ice shards, and now you want to use Eye of the Storm. When you have the double pump magic attack buff, like this is a good way to stack that. Like you could do with, like I said, any kind of magic attacker, like right before you ult, or be like if you have a bunch of full team and you're just holding back energy and manual, you double pump magic attack buffs, then let out everything. This could be useful for Maya too if you want to increase the amount of healing Maya's doing with her ultimate. This is super useful to keep in mind because you got double the buffs there. 32,000, there's a 64k magic attack buff if you double pump. It's a very useful trick for forcing through, making your ults do as much damage as possible. It makes her, like I said, you know, she's perfectly usable in automatic mode. But she's also very potent in manual mode if you want to take advantage of all the different abilities. Like, you know, knowing how to time your stuff, like, you know, because she's very powerful. Like, she really is the second best hero in the game, the best overall healer in the game. You know, Isaac does try to keep her honest, like, these days. Before Isaac was around, though, there was no reason not to have Celeste. Like, before Isaac was around, Celeste was around. Like, you should have Celeste in 100% of your teams. Isaac now makes it a bit more complicated, but... So you do have to count, because Isaac does counter Celeste very well, because he just... Because she does so much magic damage to her basic attack that Isaac can charge really quickly, and if she gets silenced, that's really bad for her. So that's definitely, like, her Achilles heel. But, nobody likes that, just, like, at a pure, like... No one can out-heal her, like, she does a lot of damage. She has so much utility between blocking Curing Status effects, block Curse Flame, which is needed to fight through all of her patrons, as you saw with the Astaroth. It's just, like I said, having Celeste just makes winning a whole lot easier. And if you don't have her, like, you'll probably time out all of her patrons and whatnot, so... definitely get her, like, you know, this is a great opportunity, like, you'll get her for free this month if you don't have her, and, yeah, she's absolutely awesome, and, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you want to see more Celeste content, please check out the video below. Thank you!